My name is Scott Stanley. I graduated from the University of Texas with a degree in rhetoric and writing. I'm also a musician. I play in a group called Jungle Set, and we're currently putting out an album. And I'm 22.
Hello, Dr. Wright and classmates of Chris Sod. My name is Floyd Hyman. I am a musician in Austin, and I also own an entertainment agency. I'm 50 years old. I'm a Pisces, and I'm about to answer a bunch of questions. Go ahead.
I think it should be legal, assuming it's what the musicians want to happen to their music. Lively, flourishing music culture, whatever allows that to happen best.
I think it should be illegal.
And
If they don't own the property rights to that music and they're downloading it, then I think they should be put in jail. It's stealing.
It's stealing.
Definitely stealing. I think they're obligated to pay the person who owns the right to that music. It might not necessarily be the musician, but whoever owns it. There's lots of music out there that's not owned by the musician.
the listener is obligated to compensate the creators of the work. As far as all the other people that those musicians have, signed contracts with in order to get, to like distribute their music around there. I consider that more of, like the relationship between the musician and the industry as opposed to the listener and the industry. I think that the listener is obligated to the musician, and I think that whatever deals the musician does once they've made their music, whatever they sign with whatever label saying that they're going to get this and much percentage and all that. I don't really, as a listener, I don't feel obligated to that contract because that's between the musician and the industry. Consideration that I believe to be the most important is the benefit that happens when music can be freely shared and distributed. I consider that the most important, even if I was, I feel like if I was heavily immersed in the music industry and my paycheck came from the music industry, maybe not. I still feel like I would consider free distribution of media to be more important because I know that if the music industry doesn't have a thriving creative intellectual populace behind it, then it won't
I
thrive.
don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I really don't. That's a tough one. I think it would be extremely detrimental to the people who produce music. Everybody in the chain, I think, will suffer. They already are suffering. There's a lot of suffering going on right now just from illegal downloading from sites outside of the United States and all over the place. And that's why a lot of places where things were stopped, like Napster and stuff like that. They had issues because people were losing money.
Practically speaking, to me it's almost as if it already has become legalized in the sense that most people can get away with it without any repercussions. So to answer the question, I don't think much would change. I think the recording industry companies would still be seeing a decline of CD sales because the truth is it's just easier to get music online than it is to go out and buy it on a CD.
That's a good question, Chris. Yeah, if they give someone the right, and everybody does marketing, and a lot of it is done for free. I do a lot of free marketing. I do a lot of things to get my name out there, but I do it voluntarily. But peer-to-peer downloading is not voluntary. If you want to put a song out there and say you can download it for this amount of time, or just put one song out of 15 songs as a free marketing tool, you can do that. Or give it to a charity. So this song's for charity, and market it that way, or whatever. There's a lot of different things you can do for free, but it's voluntary.
I mean, it is probably true that that bands benefit in a way when people download their music for free, because they, you know, assuming they like the music, the people will become bigger fans. They will be more likely to buy merchandise, more likely to see them at a live show. You know, they gain more allegiance with their listeners by giving their music away for free, whether or not they're doing it intentionally or if someone is just taking it from them. Like personally, as a musician myself, I would not mind at all if someone got my music for free without paying me. Thanks for asking that question, Chris. Radiohead is obviously a special case in the sense that they're, you know, one of the biggest bands in the world, and that's what allows them to do something like that and make that much money. But whether or not that solves the problem, I mean, it doesn't solve everything, because there's obviously still going to be bands that put out music that want money in return for it, you know, and they're still going to have to deal with the fact that, you know, their music will easily get leaked and copied and passed around and stuff like that. So I mean, for the record industry that is still wanting to make a set profit on you know, one CD, you know, they want to make their $12.99 or whatever it is they charge for one CD. I mean, it certainly doesn't solve their problem, because they're still losing profits. I mean,
Someone like that band, I think that's great. Someone like you too doesn't have to do that. Yeah, depends on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're looking to need to get your name out there, then do any kind of creative marketing you think is going to work for you. Everybody's different, but I mean, if you believe in your music and you think it can sell in a conventional way, then do it that way. You know, the people who are out there stealing intellectual property know who they are and know what they're doing. And I think we need to put a stop to it. I think it's wrong. I definitely think it's wrong.
Okay.
And it should be stopped, and I know it will be eventually. I think they'll figure out ways to lessen it, because money's involved. Lots of money's involved. The open market figures out a way to do it. I think intervention is a good idea. That's what it's there for.
the biggest profits that get lost are from these bands, these musicians that already have pretty much as much money and as exposure as they will need to be successful. I mean, you know, they're gonna do fine basically, whether or not anyone downloads, you know, $1 million worth of profit in their, you know, of their album. They're still gonna have, you know, however much more, you know, profit to get by on. It's gonna be fine. The bands that are unheard of, that no one knows about, they can only benefit from the downloading situation. The chances that someone's gonna buy like their album are pretty low anyway. It's kind of like something that levels the playing field in a sense, because it keeps really big artists from making you know, these like exponential sums of money, and at the same time lets smaller artists get more exposure. Thanks for listening to this one viewpoint. Have a good summer.
Have a great summer.